What if I told you that the ancient Egyptians may have had more than just a fascination with the stars and the cosmos? What if secrets were buried within their hieroglyphs that hinted at encounters with extraterrestrial beings? Hello, and welcome back to Abandoned Archaeologists, the channel to learn all about ancient archaeological findings. Today we'll delve into the possibility of the existence of aliens in ancient Egypt. But before we begin, to get your attention, we have a question you can answer at the end of the video. What evidence supports the idea of ancient aliens in Egypt? Write down your answer in the comment section and see if you got it right. Here we begin. Were there aliens in ancient Egypt? The theory of ancient aliens building the pyramids suggests extraterrestrial beings constructed or taught humans to build them, despite evidence of collective effort, planning, engineering, and resources. Other far-fetched explanations include the mythical city of Atlantis. However, much about the pyramids remains a mystery, leading to misconceptions and conspiracy theories. For example, the idea that slaves built the pyramids is a myth based on biased historical records, with forced laborers being native Egyptians, according to Egyptologist Joyce Tyldesley. But let's dive in deeper to know the exact scenario. Giza, Plateau, Egypt. The pyramids of Giza, situated outside Cairo in Giza, are the most well-known pyramids in Egypt, serving as monumental tombs for ancient pharaohs and queens. Constructed over 4,500 years ago, these pyramids are made of millions of precisely cut stones, each weighing at least 2 tons. Even with today's advanced cranes and construction equipment, constructing a pyramid the size of Pharaoh Khufu's would pose a significant challenge. The pyramids also have an astronomical configuration that aligns with the stars in Orion's belt. Some alien theorists point out that they remain in better shape than others constructed centuries later, despite the extensive preservation work carried out on them over several centuries. The construction and purpose of the Great Pyramid of Giza have long remained a mystery, with many theories and research studies surrounding it. However, the mathematical precision of the pyramid has fascinated researchers since the beginning, with its alignment being more accurate than any other structure on Earth. Furthermore, the Great Pyramid appears to have been intentionally placed at the center of the world's landmass. Its dimensions correspond to the circumference of the equator and the distance from the equator to the pole, making it a scaled model of the Northern Hemisphere. The construction of the Great Pyramid exhibits a level of technological sophistication that surpasses anything available today. Its measurements were based on the cubit, which is precisely 125 millionth of the Earth's polar diameter, and its length translates to 365.24 pyramid cubits, closely resembling the length of a year. In 1925, mathematicians discovered additional profound connections relating to geodetic information encoded in its design. Using satellite technology, researchers have also found that the location of the Great Pyramid matches the exact speed of light traveling through space, measured in meters per second. These intricate details cannot be mere coincidences, and the Great Pyramid continues to challenge our understanding of ancient civilizations and human ingenuity. While scientists are still unsure about how the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids, there is ample evidence that these tombs are the result of thousands of earthly hands rather than artifacts of aliens. The Nile Delta, Egypt. The dung beetle, or scarab, leaves behind a tiny trail as it rolls its ball of dung across the desert floor. This insect is the only known creature that navigates by following the light of the Milky Way galaxy. Biologists discovered this unique ability in 2013. Despite being a bug, the scarab was important in ancient Egyptian culture 5,000 years ago. Egyptians considered the scarab a sacred symbol representing a link to the gods. Beetles constantly appear throughout Egyptian temples and hieroglyphs, including the Temple of Karnak, where a giant scarab beetle stands watch, representing the Egyptian god Capri. Egyptians believed the scarab-headed god Khepri, who represented the pilot of Ra's sunship or barge, moved it. Thus the scarab represented Khepri, the pilot of Ra's sunship or barge, and the gods. However, ancient astronaut theorists suggest that the representation of Khepri as a scarab, and sometimes as a human with a scarab head, may have been inspired by actual contact the Egyptians had with other worldly beings. According to the theory of deliberate gene mutation, some creatures depicted in reliefs and carvings might have existed in the past. Could it be possible that the ancient Egyptians encountered alien beings that had an insect-like appearance? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes, and point out that the Egyptians' obsession with the scarab extended to their funerary rituals. It's unclear whether these beings existed, but the Egyptians' proud record of carving their history into countless walls suggests that the possibility cannot be ruled out. The Valley of the Kings, Egypt. Ancient burial sites worldwide are believed to serve a more profound, possibly extraterrestrial purpose than just housing the dead. Spiritual energy, astronomy, and a belief in other spiritual worlds connect these sites to the notion that the gods gave our ancestors knowledge. In ancient times, there was a belief that this physical life was an opportunity to prepare ourselves for a vast destiny beyond it. Ancient tombs may have served as portals to reunite the deceased with celestial beings, leading many ancient astronaut theorists to take a closer look at the mysterious texts of ancient Egypt. The Pyramid of King Teti in Saqqara is one of the oldest and largest burial grounds in Egypt, containing the oldest religious writing in the world, the Permatext. According to archaeologists, the texts contain passages about Osiris, the Egyptian god of the afterlife, and descriptions of how to prepare the pharaoh's remains during his ascent to the heavens after death. However, according to ancient astronaut theorists, the pyramid texts guide the pharaoh to an afterlife and provided instructions on how the pharaoh could travel to other worlds. The ancient Egyptians believed that about 25,000 years ago, the gods lived among them, but then disappeared again. The pyramid texts suggest that the ancient Egyptians could reach the gods again. Still, they had to die, indicating some form of other dimensional travel for the soul. Abydos Egypt, located within an expansive archaeological site 7 miles west of the Nile, lies the ruins of the Osiris Hall. It was here where thousands would gather to worship the god of the underworld. Unlike many other gods, Osiris was believed to have lived physically on earth as one of Egypt's pharaohs. He is often depicted with a winged disk of the sun, while some scholars suggest that this is merely a symbol to worship the sun. The Egyptians believed that the sun had wings and was the center of the sky. Therefore, this depiction may represent an extraterrestrial event in real life. Ancient astronaut theorists believe that the Egyptian gods were, in fact, extraterrestrial visitors. However, some wonder if Osiris was even made of flesh and blood. The most famous story associated with Osiris is that he was dismembered by the jealous brother Seth, who tore his brother's dead body into 14 pieces. Isis, Osiris's loyal wife, searched far and wide and found the pieces, putting them back together and resurrecting him. Some ancient astronaut theorists propose that Osiris was not a biological entity, but a machine or robot. The pyramid texts, which described the symbol of the jet pillar as Osiris's spy, offer some evidence to support this theory. The jet pillar was considered a power pillar, and in one carving at Abydos, it appears that Isis has her hand inserted into Osiris's back. This may illustrate how she was manipulating him. Therefore, Osiris's story may be entirely different from what we once thought. Perhaps our ancestors encountered highly sophisticated extraterrestrial robots in the ancient past, and there may be tangible evidence of their existence. Ancient astronaut theorists say that there is evidence to support this theory. So what do you think about ancient aliens in Egypt? Comment below, and the answer to our question is, Unusual artifacts and depictions of beings with elongated skulls and large eyes in ancient Egyptian art support the idea of ancient aliens in Egypt. Subscribe for more.